Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2-litre EX automatic. Car's registered WN14WNO, and mileage at the start of the road test is 58,728 miles. The reason we do the videos is essentially so that anyone that's actually looking at this car in an advert online actually gets to see that car in operation. Customers of ours are willing to travel huge distances in this day and age, the whole of the UK and certainly Europe as well. So the least we can do is to go to time and effort to do this. The reason being, we've been on the receiving end ourselves of going to see a car, told it's good, only to drive it to find out that it's got a fundamental problem you clearly should have been told about. So that's why we do the video for the road test, to try and pick up on anything like that prior to you coming, so we can let you know. The road test is also done on these lovely, very quiet country roads, very close to our premises. We're literally just a couple of miles off the motorway. You'd never believe there's a motorway anywhere near us, but it makes getting to us very easy, and any test drive should be completely stress-free. The car itself, these are fantastic cars, they really are. Last serviced by Honda, relatively recently as well. The engine starts absolutely instantly, settles to completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car. The only light that might pop on in a second might be the fuel light, because that's getting quite low. But the engines are just lovely. They are so smooth, so sweet in nature. You can hardly hear them most of the time. Only when you really press on, but then the engine note is very, very sweet, as you'd expect from a Honda car. And it's just a lovely car to drive day in, day out. They really are. Being a Honda, of course, it's a cam chain driven engine. There's no cam belts on these. And their reputation for reliability is absolutely unmatched, and longevity as well. They last hundreds of thousands of miles with normal servicing. Engine then feeds through into the gearbox. Typical Honda automatic gearbox, lovely, smooth, almost seamless gear changes. Ratios matched to extract the best of the performance and the economy out of the engine, so it does a very good job of that. And again, as with the gearbox engine, they've got a reputation for being incredibly tough gearboxes. You can also, by the way, operate them with these paddles either at the back of the steering wheel. You've got minus on the left hand side, plus on the right hand side, so down on the left, up on the right. You don't have to pre-select anything. Basically, you can do it as you're driving along at any speed, so it hardly ever gets used, in all honesty. The most common time to use them, the time that I use them, I must admit, is when you might be going to do an overtake. The problem with automatics is they want to change up as early as possible, and that can be an interesting experience when you're trying to overtake if you lift the throttle slightly. So by using these, you can control it manually to make sure it doesn't do that. So if I was going to overtake something now, I'll pull the down, shift 1. That selected me third gear, so maybe I want to go down again to second, get the revs up, accelerate past, and holds it in gear. I'll change up with this one here when I'm ready, and then that's it, it's all done. And then after a few seconds, it'll just go back to normal automatic mode, all working absolutely perfectly. And as I said before, all the gear shifts absolutely perfect on the car. Steering of the car, always been a strong point on the CR-Vs. It's precise, accurate, beautifully weighted. It's just about perfect for this type of car. Track's absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations coming back through the steering wheel at all at this speed, or any speed up to the legal limit. And the steering suits the chassis perfectly, because the chassis, unlike some SUVs, I hasten to add, it's got a very well controlled damping. So through the corners you don't get that huge pitching and wallowing which you get with some cars, and at low speeds it doesn't kind of keel over through the corners, which is particularly unsettling for rear seat passengers. And Honda have done this absolutely brilliantly, because the ride comfort is very, very good indeed. It rides beautifully along these surfaces. What I'm looking for on road test, by the way, is any kind of mechanical clonks or clunks coming from underneath the vehicle. It shouldn't actually be there. But there's nothing at all. It's usually fairly innocent stuff, mind you, kind of little drop links, but there's nothing at all on the car. It rides silently in that respect. The brakes on the car, ordinarily on a road test I'd give them a really hard shove. I'm not going to, because it's only just had new discs and pads fitted all around on the car, so obviously they need bedding in. But take it from me, the brake pedal, if I just touch it there, it's lovely and solid. There's no vibrations, of course. Everything's exactly as it should be. Looking around inside the car, the first thing, which a video cannot get across to you, of course, is just how beautifully made these things are. There's not a hint of a squeak or a rattle from the interior. They are just brilliantly made cars. This also happens to be a lovely place to sit and operate a car. It feels nice and airy with the panoramic roof. It feels upmarket, but it also feels, you know, what Honda do very well. They keep it relatively simple, even though it's got a lot of equipment on the car. All working exactly as it should. You've got your big screen sat-nav system there. Again, a doddle to use. Obviously doubles up as your radio. Dual zone climate control system. Quality of actuation is absolutely superb on them. They've got a lovely build quality in terms of even the small details, the small switches, which are designed to last for hundreds of thousands of miles. Again, air conditioning pumps out absolutely ice cold air. Heated seats work perfectly on the car. Dashboard, simplicity itself to use. Auto lights, auto wipers, multifunction steering wheel, everything looks and feels in lovely condition in here. It really is. I mean, the car is just a joy to, as I said, it's a joy to drive and sort of operate as well. They are, of course, four-wheel drive cars, although the first thing you'll notice is a complete absence of any button that says select four-wheel drive or disengage or otherwise, because it does it all for you. Honda worked out very quickly that most people would drive on roads like this, perfectly good conditions, no point having the four-wheel drive whirring away, because all that actually does is obviously use your tyres, fuel, and puts more mechanical wear through the car. So this runs in front-wheel drive pretty much the whole time, in all honesty. It's only when snowy, icy conditions, or, you know, towing across a muddy field or something, front wheels might momentarily lose grip. Car recognises it absolutely instantly, brings in the rear wheels seamlessly to give you your four-wheel drive, and disengages it as soon as it realises it's not required anymore. It's absolutely brilliant in operation. Its simplicity, by the way, also gives it its reliability, because we've not so much as put a spanner on one of these in the 25 years I've been selling cars using this system. That covers thousands of them. As I said at the start of the video, as brief as it might be, it is literally just to show you the car in operation and to feedback on anything. There's nothing to feedback at all. The car drives as tight as a drum. It feels, you know, as close to production in terms of the way it drives as any car reasonably can. It just feels, you know, it's got a ton of life left in it. As always, though, if you've got any questions about the car, you know, please don't hesitate. Do give us a call.